Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Samantha, and this is On the Hill, where we talk all things biblical womanhood, homemaking, inner healing, and just overall intentional living. And just a side note, if y'all see that I'm wearing the same thing as I'm wearing in the last video of this series, let me live, right? I am batch recording while my children are napping, and we're just gonna keep going, okay? Praise God. Anyways, so as you guys know, we are going through a series on cycle syncing. As I mentioned before, there is a cycle syncing 101 ebook for beginners that I recently launched. I'm really excited about it. It gives a lot more in-depth information to what is cycle syncing, what are the different phases, and how can you approach these different phases with biblical understanding, with a biblical foundation, so that you are able to optimize your menstrual cycle or these different phases that you will experience throughout the month. So if you have not caught the first two videos of the series where we talked about more of an intro to what is it, and as well the first episode or the first video was around the menstrual or the period in our menstrual phase or in our menstrual cycle, I will link it below. But as I mentioned, just an overview, cycle syncing is where you align your lifestyle, productivity, self-care, nutrition, fitness, all of the things to the different phases that your body will experience as a woman throughout the month, right? So we have talked about already your period. So as I said, menstrual cycle is kind of like an umbrella term, but it can also be used for your period. So you can call it your menstrual cycle, your period, or your time of bleed, whatever it is that works for you. But that is one of the phases of your cycle. So we talked about that in the last video. I will link that below. Today we're going to talk about the follicular phase, which is the phase after your period. So once you have come out of your period, right, which I talked about how each phase of your cycle can be represented by a different season. So your period is like that in the winter. Again, you're stealing away all the cozy foods. You're wanting to nourish your body as your body is purging and cleaning itself out. You want to make sure that you're filling it back up. The follicular phase is the phase after your period. It is the inner spring. So let's talk about it. Think about the spring, y'all. Spring is exciting, right? Like, you're waking up, you're like, oh, the sun is beautiful. You get your nails, your toes done, like you're stepping out just a little bit more. Maybe not yet, right? Like all of the festivities it takes place in the summer more, right? But the spring, you're waking up, like things are coming alive, like you're coming alive. And that is what your follicular phase is. It's that time after your period where you've taken time away, right? You've retrieved, you've isolated, you've been in this deep place of reflection and introspection, and the Father is showing you all of the things about yourself that are not like Him. He's wanting you to grow and elevate in all of these different things. And here you are going into the follicular phase, and it's time to wake up. Right? Maybe during that time of your period, the Father gave you insight and wisdom and understanding and vision for different things. And the follicular phase is a time to step out in those things. And that's another thing that's important about cycle syncing, right? However you treat that time of reflection, that time of retrieving, that time of your period, it's going to reflect throughout the rest of the month, right? I have noticed when I don't rest during my period, when I really don't take that time for self-care to really nourish my body, right? And I just kind of hit it hard during my period, and then I'm trying to go throughout the rest of the month. I can see it in the way that I show up. Right? I will never forget. I think it was like maybe 2 months ago during my period. I did not do what I'm telling y'all to do, right? Like I wasn't in tune with my body. I did not honor what my body was telling me to do, which was resting during that time of my period. I didn't rest, right? So because I didn't rest, I was hitting it hard during my period. I went into my follicular phase and I got sick. Right after my period, I got sick. So then here comes the rest of the month, and I am just not doing well. I was sick. I was down for like 2 or 3 months, right? And so I'm saying that to say, y'all, like what you put in will come out. If you learn to honor your body and the cues that it's sending you, and you learn to really lean into cycle syncing and show up for your body in the way that it's communicating and needs you to show up based on what's happening through your hormones, what's happening in your mood, your libido, all of those things, it will show up in how well you are able to really execute for the rest of the month. So again, the follicular phase is that inner spring. You're stepping out. right? It's refreshing. All of the things that the Father downloaded into you in your spirit during your menstrual or during your period, the follicular phase is like, okay, I'm ready to implement. I'm ready to start a new project. I'm ready to start a new skill, right? The follicular phase is like when I like to try new things. So recently I took some swim classes during my follicular phase, and that's another video, that I could do in this series where I show you how to really map out and plan your life around the different phases of your cycle. But because I'm very aware of my body and where I'm going to be in that time of the month, I said, okay, you know what? Follicular phase, this is a time to try something new. Again, it's inner spring. So I want to try swim classes. So for about 2 weeks, me and my children and I, we took swim classes, right? And so again, like I'm learning to even adjust my fitness to what is happening in my body during different phases of my cycle. Again, when I'm on my period, that's when I'm doing my nature walks. I'm stretching. I'm doing just light body sensing through somatic work. I do a lot of somatic work with my coaching clients, which is really where you tune into your body. You understand where you're holding in your body, where you're holding tension, discomfort, trauma, and then you learn to experience and expel that, right? So I do a lot of that when I'm on my period. But with the follicular phase, I'm like, I want to try something new. So recently I tried pickleball. Like, it was so fun. I was the youngest one out there. It was all of these old women that were the sweetest people, so down to earth, looked good, right? Looked good. That's how I want to look when I'm 60, 70 years old, okay? Right? But I tried something new. So this is a time to try a new project. Go learn pottery. Go learn how to crochet and knit, right? Like, this is a time where you're becoming alive, right? That's the follicular phase. Lean into that. Lean into that. Again, if you purchase the ebook, you'll get so much more. You'll get journal prompts that you can really lean into during your follicular phase, as well as all the other phases. It gives you food suggestions, activity suggestions, all of the things, right? But just remember, follicular phase, this is a time to try new things. Start new projects. Step out there. Like, try something new. This is a time where you're more creative. Right? So this is a great time to, like, between this and the next phase, which is the ovulatory phase, this is the perfect time to batch record videos. I'm in my follicular phase right now, right? And I'm batch recording videos. Hence, again, why I have the same shirt on that I had in the last video of this series. It's okay though, right? But I'm batching because I'm feeling creative. I'm feeling alive. When I'm on my period, I'm not trying to batch record videos. I'm not trying to batch record. That may be the time where the Father is giving me ideas on what to batch record, right? But I don't implement until I'm in my follicular phase because, again, I'm optimizing the phases of my cycle. Okay, so again, Cycle Syncing 101 ebook for beginners. It is in the description. Go purchase it. I'm telling you, it'll be well worth your money. But there's also a tracker that you can purchase. It's a digital version, but there's also a physical product that you can purchase where you get a really cute tracker. I'm telling you, it has pages for journal prompts. It has some suggestions in there as well as the ebook. Like, there's just so much, right? So just check out the link below. Subscribe, like this video, share it with another sister that you know could benefit as she is stepping more into being a feminine woman. If you have any questions, let me know. If you are interested in working with me more in depth around cycle syncing, as well as healing from trauma, all of the things as far as being a feminine woman is concerned, click the link below, schedule a call with me for my Healing Womanhood coaching program. I would love to chat with you and talk about how I can support you. I hope you guys have a good one, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of this series.